Scoring goals, eh? Yeah.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Hey gang, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel, Football Therapy, with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well, friend. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea news. Ha, yes. International break. I feel better. The sun is shining in the United Kingdom, and we don't have to endure Chelsea Football Club anymore. But we are going to talk about it. So anyway, we are. Today we're speaking about Fabrizio Romano confirming Jadon Sancho was offered to Chelsea. Jadon Sancho, the man of the moment, for many reasons regarding headlines. Ben Chilwell talks about Chelsea's missed chances, and we'll talk about Nico Jackson a little bit, I think, as well. Because why the ruddy heck not, eh? If you want details on the... Look, I did a video yesterday on Chelsea holistically, an edited video on where Chelsea are going at the moment. Why we will become good again. Chelsea is going to be okay. I promise. I promise. And if you want details on that, do go watch my previous upload. In the meantime, we're going to talk about all the stuff that I've spoken about at the top of the video. Starting on Jadon Sancho, I actually have a second YouTube channel called Football Yannick, where I did a devoted video just to Jadon Sancho and Erik ten Hag about his statement. Of course, hot goss at the moment, hot gossip. I think I'm like nearing 13,000 subscribers or something. It's a bit of a noob channel, but we move, and I really appreciate everyone who's checked it out. It's more daily content, and if you're just a football fan and not specifically a Chelsea fan, you might dig it, man. A little rhyming there. So yeah, do go check out Football Yannick. Fabrizio Romano has said that Jadon Sancho came up as a name to go to Chelsea in a potential swap deal for Marc Cucurella, which had you told me in the transfer window, I'd have been like, yes please. I do really like Jadon Sancho, and yes, maybe the fact how he's a self-proclaimed boyhood Chelsea fan who loves Frank Lampard is speaking to me. Maybe that speaks to me a little bit, but he was, sensational for a period. And I don't know, I just felt that would be, it would be exciting for him in a Chelsea shirt, something to prove back in London, where he's from. And maybe it could have been fun had he got form, and you would have been sending Marc Cucurella the other way. But it's not something that Chelsea wanted, essentially. So Chelsea had a top target. Chelsea had a primary target that they were working on in the background. Chelsea wanted Cole Palmer from Manchester City. They saw him as the exact profile, the exact role that could be filled that Pochettino's Chelsea needs, that left-footed number 10/right winger. And he's a bit younger, Cole Palmer. He does suit the mold generally, and I think probably long-term Cole Palmer is a signing to be very, very excited about. But it's interesting because, like I said, during the international window before Cole Palmer came up and I got my head around the idea, if you said, do you want to swap Cucurella for Sancho for a loan, obviously Sancho's worth more than Cucurella, I would have said, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's see what's going on. But no, it didn't come to pass, and that is because Chelsea had Cole Palmer as a target and they thought they could get it done, and ultimately we did get it done. We signed him on a permie, and he is stuck at Chelsea now, locked down on one of our long prison contracts, and already had his first harrowing fever dream nightmare with the loss at home to Nottingham Forest. You're out of Kansas now, Cole. No more treble winning Manchester City. Welcome to the trenches. Depressing. Yes, housework, please do like and subscribe. Why not, eh? Do me a favour, mate. Do us a favour, mate. Like and subscribe. God. Right, we are going to talk about Nico Jackson because I want to, but prior, I want to read an article on the crap rag that is the Daily Mail, because Ben Chilwell has been talking, and he admits to Chelsea needing to find a ruthless streak after failing to score with 21 shots in, of course, our last game against Forest. Right. Is anyone else having like a sort of prolific and intense PTSD of a Chelsea player saying we need to be more ruthless in front of goal? Because I am. Chilwell admits to Chelsea needing to find a ruthless streak, of course, after we lost our Premier League game at home to Nottingham Forest. Anthony Elanga came off the bench to score the only goal of the game as Steve Cooper's visitors left after a hard-fought 1-0 win. I did feel a little bit... I watched Match of the Day the next day. I hate it. Generally, when we lose, I try not to watch it, but that means I never watch Match of the Day because Chelsea always lose. No, I did want to watch it. It actually makes me feel a bit better because when you're watching a game that you should be winning, right, and you're like, on the end of your seat, like, what the hell's going on? Just do it, just score. You're sort of watching it, but you're kind of not watching it properly. You're just in a sort of flowing state of despair. Or certainly I am. You might not be, but that's the kind of like space I sit in. And watching it back on Match of the Day, knowing the result, just being like, right, let's see this. You can kind of see, right, Forest did actually just make some heroic blocks. And, you know, it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it was still pretty bad. So head coach Pochettino had named the side to beat Luton. He'd named the same side. Despite dominating possession, the Blues failed to find a way past Matt Turner in goal. The hosts had 21 shots to Forest's 7, but managed to get just 2 on target. God, that is sickening. 2 on target from 21. Yeah, hold on. I've worked out the problem with Chelsea. There it is. Shooting practice. So Nico Jackson, one of the big money signings, 30 million. Big money. Missed a sitter in search for an equaliser. Yeah, and it was a sitter. We did a match review on that game. It's a sitter. The loss leaves Chelsea on 4 points from 4 games. Hold on. That's much worse than I thought it was. We're averaging a point a game. That's relegato form. We've started the season in relegation form. We've started the season in relegation form. We're already 8 points off the pace, despite a heavy summer of recruitment. Yeah, but you know, gang dem just getting to know each other. So Chilwell said this: we're moving in the right direction. Every game we've controlled possession. We get the controlled possession points. And the majority of matches we have played well. We need to finish chances. Yes. Be more ruthless and stay composed to get back into games. I agree, Chilwell. You sausage. That's the final bit. Finishing our chances. Yes, it is. Yes, that's the final bit. The ball in the goal. That's the bit. It's only the final bit. That's the bit we're missing. Everything else is fine. So we might as well relax because everything else is good. It's just the final bit. If you look at the stats, we've dominated the game, had the possession, but the most important stat is the goals. I agree. We lost in that department and lost the game. Freaking hell, this is some philosophical stuff here from Chile. Chilwell, who will now link up with England for the forthcoming fixtures against Ukraine and Scotland, believes results will improve once Pochettino's new look squad becomes more familiarised. By the way, I will be covering international break games because... you know. It is a very new team and still a lot of new players to find their feet at a new club. True. You have to understand, says Chilwell, their playing styles... you have to understand their playing styles, but is in the game, we still be winning. No excuses. We will hopefully turn this around as confidence grows. Look, yeah, the players don't know each other. The confidence is low. The environment is new. And unlike, say, a new player coming to Manchester City, the environment and the culture of winning is already there. It's simply just not there at Chelsea. It used to be back in the glory days, but right now it's not like a sort of scared, naive, or, you know, unsettled player, ungrounded player joining a really well-oiled winning machine, so they sort of get absorbed into it. No, they're joining an absolute circus and they're absorbing the clowns. So they need to push past that. Right. Okay, yeah, this goes on and talks about Langa. I want to talk about Nico Jackson as well. Alright, so you heard Chilwell say it, Chelsea's vice-captain. Chelsea need to finish chances. How does one finish chances? I'm going to sip my coffee. This is like a fancy coffee, but I've added a teaspoon of chili, that's in like spicy chili raw hot chocolate. And it is really spicy. And it's actually quite pleasing on a hot day. This is more interesting than Chelsea. Yannick's hot chocolate reviews. Let's talk about Nico Jackson. Generally, I really like the guy. He's 30 million quid, and despite only scoring 1 Premier League goal so far, he looks like he is, I don't want to say the real deal, but just a player that should be in Chelsea's front line down the middle, right? Which is something we haven't had for so long. Like, I'd say since Diego Costa. Yes, Tammy scored 15 non-penalty Premier League goals, and that was good. But Tammy often had, like, I would watch Tammy live loads. Like, he was good in loads of things, but sometimes he was really frustrating. I don't watch Nico Jackson and get really frustrated, right, as a centre forward. So since Diego Costa, you know, you can talk about Morata, you can talk about Higuain, you can talk about Lukaku, of course, and you know, Tammy to a degree. These players that are supposed to be playing down the middle of centre forwards. None of them made me feel like that. And of course, in the meantime, we saw Eden Hazard play as a false nine. We saw, of course, Kai Havertz play as a sort of like false footballer. You know, we've seen Mudryk play down there, Sterling, Mason Mount played false nine, you know, and so suddenly, and this is like why I feel good for the moment, we've got a player in the profile of Nico Jackson that's frustrated. He missed the sitter, you know, he's still not fully settled, but he just looks like the kind of footballer that should be playing as a number 9 down the middle, and indeed in the Premier League. His athleticism is like incredible. Like we saw in pre-season, they've all been beasted. Like, that's a great thing about Chelsea at the moment. Like, Chelsea is still just really fit, and you know, we are better than last season. People are comparing Chelsea to last season. Loads of possession, toothlessness, fine, but we are way fitter, and that is massive. So Chelsea, and like Pochettino's coaching staff, they don't actually get the players, the team up to speed until after this international break. So Chelsea will even get fitter than when they are. But someone like Nico Jackson, he just runs to the end, he presses, he makes intelligent runs, he's not a wuss. You know, he'll challenge for stuff. He's strong. He's really combative. And I'm kind of surprised from that, because I know he's been converted as a winger to a centre forward. So for him to immediately display these like physical attributes of a centre forward, like the way he can hold up play, the way he can run the channels, the way he can do one-touch link up play, I'm like, okay, this doesn't seem like a converted winger to me. This seems like a man born to play centre forward. Obviously, you think of, like, I didn't mention Giroud before. Giroud was good at a lot of those aforementioned traits, but Giroud wasn't good at running in behind. You know, he never had any pace to lose, did he? Amazing player in his own right, Giroud, but he's great when, you know, Hazard's bouncing balls off him. But when you don't have Hazard, you need someone like a Nico Jackson to run the channels. Had he scored that goal against Forest and we equalise and maybe win, someone else scores 2 goals in 4 games, a goal every other game, great return. I'll absolutely take that all day long. And as well as just as importantly, all the hard work in between, like the profiling, you know, link up play and hold up play and running channels and pulling defenders out wide and all the great stuff you want from your centre forward. So I think he is good enough. He needs to score goals, but I'm not going to put that on him at the moment because Chelsea don't score goals. We've got players in this team that should score, like massively. And we all said, you know, we're just tired of bringing in these prolific goal scorers. I mean, one obviously big absentee that will score goals is Christopher Nkunku. He just has always scored goals. He is a goal scorer. He's not going to do Haaland numbers. He's not going to do Harry Kane numbers. But for an attacking mid, he will, you know, had he been playing all season, I would not be surprised if he gets over 15 Premier League goals, despite not playing in the front line. You know, now he's not going to be back for the second half of the season, but you can imagine him getting like maybe like 8-9 goals or something crazy, and I'll be very, very happy to see that. It's systemic though, isn't it? I'm bored of just relying on individuals to bail Chelsea out, whether it be like Diego Costa bullying his way to 20 Premier League goals through sheer will, or just Hazard being magisterial and using his magic to bail Chelsea out because we don't have the systemic winning philosophy. No, I'm done with that. Now we need the systemic winning philosophy. Hard work, and I mean, Pochettino's teams score goals. Anyway, if you want the whole long-term Chelsea plan thing, I did, like I say, upload yesterday a video when I go into detail with that, so please do go check that out. In the meantime, I'll thank you for your comments, liking and subscribing, and for extra content from yours truly, do go check out my sister channel, Football Yannick, for daily content on there. And follow me on social media, @Football Yannick. Alright then, bye.